to another episode of Always Open. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my dream episode of Always Open, because we have an amazing group of people here with me today, including a very, very special guest who you've been requesting ever since Always Open started, and your donations for Extra Life made it happen.
Oh.
Who we got? Yes!
Woo!
Well,
how does it feel like coming in on your day off? Like, I'm so sorry that you had to, like,
You know, it feels like I've been here all day already. I don't even know. It's
you
kinda
made it.
I did.
You're
Thank you guys
here.
for bringing me on.
So excited to have
I'm
you here.
literally so excited to be on this little
And as if
chair.
it's not good enough that you're here with us today, we
which
have
it is.
the lovely
Yay!
Bethany!
Hi, everyone.
Made her always open return.
She's
Yes,
back.
I know. Well, I couldn't pass up being with Texas, so.
I know, and I can't stop looking at this beautiful. Who did your makeup today?
I don't know. You took the day off.
I mean, I know. So this person must be amazing because
Yep.
your glittery eyes are giving me life.
They're pretty great.
The lips, too. They're very
No,
pretty.
yeah.
No, I just want to kiss them.
Yes.
Ooh, you can.
And then we have this lovely.
Who you?
Ooh.
I'm here.
Actually,
I'm here every week. You know me. You hate me.
No
We
one
love
hates
you.
you. Come on.
You
I think-
respect me because you fear me. I get it.
it's true. That's actually
It's
our
me.
relationship in a nutshell. I'm terrified.
You
of
respect me
Mariel, so
because
I
you
respect
should not. No one should be ever. I get that a lot. People are always like, "Oh, well, you just like seem so like calm and collected and cool." I'm like, it's because I'm trying not to shit myself.
Or cry.
Or cry.
both.
Yeah, or do
do
all
both.
the above at the same time.
But yeah, Texas, you're here.
I
Thankfully.
know.
I can't believe it took this long, honestly.
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years?
I don't know how long has it
We've
been.
been doing the show for like 2.5 years.
Since September 2016 was when we officially kicked off, so it's just been a little over 2 years.
Well, I am so excited.
Yeah, I'm so glad that your boss was like, "Yeah, have the day off."
I know,
even
right?
Though, like,
Everybody did.
Who's gonna be serving the drinks? We don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, we have some.
Oh, we do.
I mean, everyone's got the day off today because it's our Christmas episode.
It is.
Boop, boop, boop. And I can't
Yay.
think of a better gift to myself and Mariel and the world
Aw.
than the two of you.
It's so true.
Two of the most amazing, wonderful people in this world who I wish everybody could know
Aw.
and love.
Well, that made my heart just go.
Me too. Me too.
It's like the Grinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 3 sizes or whatever. so-
Yeah. Well,
very cool.
let's do our shot.
Yes.
This was made by a friend of yours,
Yes,
Lupe.
yes, Mr. Lupe.
So we have another bartender.
Oh, I know,
yeah,
I know.
Feel cheated?
I feel a little bit kind of like, I'm like, don't fuck it up. You know what happens when I bring other people on here.
Oh, but it's great.
But no, he's fantastic.
He's
Lupe's a
so
great
fun.
bartender, and he's really hilarious.
We're excited to
Has
have Lupe
the
on today.
nicest hair I've ever seen.
He's
Also, yes.
he's in love with that hair. Trust me. It's
I'm gonna steal that hair.
I always tell him if we ever get in a fight or anything, I'm always like, I'm gonna cut that off and sell it.
Oh my God! Cut it off and then make extensions.
Yeah.
for
Oh my
me.
God.
I'll be
See?
wearing it.
That's what we're gonna do, Lupe. We're
Have
gonna
you
get
ever
rid
seen
of
someone's
this.
hair though, like and wanted to just cut it and run away?
Yeah.
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 I mean, I would never do that. That's
Every
horrible,
day.
but-
No.
Every day he sleeps on my couch. I'm like,
Every day.
I just want to get my scissors and just
You
go
have to have
to
evil
it.
fantasies.
Not
Oh, I
gonna.
have
You would
plenty-
never- that you would
I
never
have
live out.
Plenty of really fucked up evil fantasies,
Yeah.
but none of them have ever been. I'm gonna cut that person's hair off.
Well, what's one
Really?
then?
dive into those.
I
I don't want to talk about it because it can be really bad.
accidentally burned someone's hair.
Sounds like
before.
it's worse than that.
Yeah, I burned someone's hair off once.
On purpose?
No, it was a total accident.
I was lighting my match.
No, I was in band. I was a band nerd.
What'd you play? Trumpet?
I played the trumpet.
I knew
Oh,
it.
in band, not in a band.
I was no. Oh
Two
God,
very
no,
different
no. I was
things.
in band.
What would Texas's band name be called? He was
The
in a band.
Sugar Daddy.
Ooh, oh, I
think
like
of
it. I
this.
like the yeah, think about it.
I'm feeling like some sort of cooking dish.
Oh.
Because he likes to cook. He's always
do.
talking about cooking, like
The hot
enchiladas
dishes.
or.
The hot dishes. I mean,
hot
I,
dish.
The whole
Maybe.
enchilada.
know.
I like that.
I love enchiladas.
There we go.
I am,
That's band.
I am Mexican. That's what we do.
Yep.
So,
So true.
give me some love. Give me some love there.
So you're in band.
So yeah, I was in band, and I was not in a band. You got me all thrown off. I was in band in the back, and I was smoking a cigarette with one of my friends.
Texas.
I know. And this girl had her hair pulled up behind, like that, over the little thing, and we were trying to light it in the back, and I was lighting it, and she had tons of hairspray because she was one of those flag girls. I think.
Yeah.
You know, with
Yeah.
like the hairspray had
Yeah.
the hair could move, and we lit the cigarette, and Like,
Oh,
I immediately started
much of
pat,
it?
like the whole puff. So
No.
I immediately started hitting the back of her head.
Did she end up
and-
like with a bald spot, or did it just
No,
catch the long parts?
it caught the long parts, and luckily she was super sweet, and she was like, "It's okay," and I was like, "No, girl, we
not
fried your hair."
I definitely thought it was going to be a story of like you were using a curling iron or a straightener.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was kind of naughty.
So
in
to be like,
school.
you're never touching my hair again.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
No, I was a naughty little boy. I don't recommend it. Smoking's horrible, and I quit doing it when I was
Bad baby.
20 or something. Yeah, no, I was a bad little Texas. So yeah, I was just showing it out. So
Well, let's be bad babies.
so
together.
to good
What's
hair.
in this? Do we know?
Oh, this is the pineapple turnover.
Pineapple
Pineapple's
upside
down.
down.
Upside down.
Yes.
I don't know it. And it's got grenadine and
Vodka and pineapple juice,
There you go.
and it's super strong apparently.
That's pretty good.
Good job, Lupe.
Better than
don't like
some of
it?
the other ones.
oh, I liked it. It was just strong.
It is.
This show has made it so much easier for me to take shots in my daily life that I take shots.
Daily life.
Yeah, when I first met you, you didn't really take them a lot.
No, I hated taking shots, but I'm just once a
you're-
week I have to take shots. So
Yeah.
I remember I think it was the first episode we had with you, Bethany. We did the shambong.
Oh, right.
That was amazing.
Oh, my
Like a
God.
champ.
oh,
Those
yeah.
are pretty great.
Yeah.
The only part is the air bubble.
We haven't shambonged in a long time.
They're right
You guys
over
should
there.
do that at some
We
point.
should totally.
I don't think we have champagne, though.
Yeah.
Probably in my office.
You'll have to come on the show again, I guess.
Maybe.
All right, well, let's get things started. We got some Cupidity questions, which apparently we've used up all the Cupidity questions.
Yeah.
Christian, who was one of the producers on the show, he created a Cupidity profile, or OkCupid profile rather, and he was the one who was going through all the questions, and there was like,
Oh, that would be such a fun job.
yeah,
has to
I'm
be
pretty sure
insane.
he hated it.
Yeah. He told us last week, he was like, I did it. I answered every question you could answer on OkCupid.
Yeah.
I was like, your profile probably looks like an insane person. 38 pages long.
So when you do that, do they actually? So people, like, say for instance, someone's looking up Christian's information. Do they see that he's actually
Yeah,
answered
did he
all
use
the
it?
I think so. I
questions?
think
Yeah,
so.
it's
I'm,
like.
I'm sure he used a fake.
I was going to say, did he use
I don't
it?
think he probably-
So people are probably like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this person just sat here and answered.
Yeah. Or what
all
if
of
it's
them.
like
3,000
it comes up with the perfect match for him, and it's like this is the one person that fits all of these.
And it's me.
I would love to meet that person.
Well, would you like to do some questions, Mr. Texas?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, we got ready with our timer, and go. Imagine you are very interested in a long-term relationship with someone. Would it be worse if they wanted you only for casual sex, or if they were not interested in sex with you at all?
Not with sex. No. Yeah.
Do you find freckles attractive?
Yes.
Me too. Are you afraid of falling madly in love?
No.
Does your culture, ethnicity, or race play a large role in your identity?
Yes.
What was the duration of your longest romantic relationship?
4 years.
Texas, you're so cute. I can't stop staring at you.
I
on the
know.
TV.
Fabulous. Your
Especially your new hair.
I know. Thank you, Danny Garcia. Woo woo.
Ooh, shout out.
Shout out. Yeah. No, I wanted to do something different, so here we are.
That looks great.
I mean,
Love
Thank
it.
you.
you just want to be more like me and Bethany. We get it.
I know. Everyone
Sorry,
wants that.
Mariel, I
Blondes
know.
for life.
That's okay. I'll eventually go back brown again, so you know.
Whatever.
This is the first time I haven't had like a crazy color.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
you-
say, yeah.
I cut like 4 inches because it was fading, and I just needed something normal.
Yeah.
Normal.
Do you think you're gonna do it again?
I think so.
Yeah.
I still look at you and I'm still kind of like, I know it's you, but I kind of just don't at the same time. I'm kind of like, I walk into, like when we were at dinner the night, I walked in and I was
Yeah.
like, I saw you walk in and I was like, it's her, but I just don't,
Yeah.
I'm not used to seeing that color, so it's pretty interesting. So,
So
I like it.
you like freckles, huh?
I do. I think freckles are really cute.
I love freckles.
I like freckles too. I think they're really endearing.
So cute. And I don't know why, like, I don't know when the switch happened of people trying to cover them up and being embarrassed about freckles.
Yeah.
And now people put fake freckles on.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school that used.
Oh,
yeah, it's
wow.
called. There's one called Freck.
Freck.
But yeah, I
sounds like a fetish.
I had a friend that she literally would right. She would cake on the makeup to get rid of it, and I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think my favorite
Yeah.
supermodel, Kate Moss, when I was younger, like that's why I loved her. She had all these freckles, and I thought it was really beautiful, and it just made her look unique.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I had a friend growing up that would call me Freckles because it would come out in the summer. And when you're not wearing makeup and you're running around as a kid, and that's what made me want to cover them up because I always assumed it meant it like in a bad way.
Yeah.
But
No, I
think
love it.
I like it on other
think they're
people a
great.
lot.
Now I want to put you out in the sun and make your freckles come back.
Be out in the sun.
You know, I could tattoo some freckles on you if you ever want them. I do.
Where would you put them on me?
So what you do is you actually draw them on wherever you would want them.
Oh.
And then we would just do a little
How long would they last? If it's so tiny, they couldn't last that long,
semi-permanent,
right?
probably about maybe 12 to 18 months.
Okay. They're going to say 12 years.
Yeah.
No.
18 years.
Yeah, 12 to 18 months is, so it's pretty interesting.
I'm like 45 years old with freckles. I'm so youthful.
And you're like, let me duct tape this back.
All right, Miss B,
Oh gosh, I'm nervous. Okay.
it is your turn.
Yeah.
All right.
And go. Would you date someone who was looking for true love, but no sex at all ever?
I think so.
What is your
I
backup?
could masturbate.
What is your backup plan if you can't find a date on a Friday night?
I just hang out by myself, which is great.
Masturbate. How does the thought of someone masturbating with you in mind make you feel?
That makes me feel pretty great.
Very
Actually.
themed.
Are you a coffee snob?
No.
No.
Nope.
I love how 3 of those questions led to masturbation.
I know.
Basically, someone's got
Nice.
something on her mind.
Self-love is important.
I think the first question's interesting though.
Yeah.
I think I could. I think my answer would have been different maybe 10 years ago, but I think now finding that connection and that partner is more important than sex.
Yeah, I would agree.
And even as a relationship progresses anyway, it's not as hot and heavy as it is in the beginning because
Yeah.
you're more focused on other things. So,
I think there's a lot of people who get into relationships assuming that like
right.
sex is always going to be the same as it was at the
Yeah, and
beginning
it's
of a
not.
relationship, and it's like you got to have a stamina
Right.
if that's the case,
Yeah.
because that is difficult to keep up.
Yeah.
The thought of someone masturbating with you in mind.
I guess that goes, we had to go quickly there, but I guess it depends on who.
Yeah, I think that's the big question. Like if it's someone who you're interested in,
Right.
different, or like your significant other.
Sure.
What if it's someone you're not interested, but you're not interested in?
I think it's still flattering.
I think it's. I mean. I
mean,
think
you
it's
don't want
okay.
to. Yeah, I
Sure,
think it's okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I think the.
As long as they're not making you uncomfortable. I mean, I guess it's more like if they tell you, then I think that's crossing the
Yeah.
line. So I don't know how you would know in this scenario. Mm-hmm. But
I wouldn't want someone to tell me. Like, there's these things that exist online that really freak me out called contributes.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, yeah.
It's where
yeah.
someone takes a video of like, let's say it's a picture of Mariel. I'm just gonna use you as an example. Picture of Mariel and like they're masturbating and then like they
thanks.
come all
Yes,
over the
yes,
picture
yes.
and they
That's a
film
thing.
it and upload it to the internet.
there have to be some of like the people here.
Men are disgusting.
I'm sure it's women too.
Yeah.
What do you do? Squirt on a picture?
Just like,
Yes,
Hey.
I am.
Yeah!
If it exists
I've
for
seen
men,
it
then it
happen.
exists for women. Come on.
Someone's squirting for you right now, I'm sure.
Would you feel better if it was someone you knew? Like, if you found out Bethany had a fun dream about you and was like, I'm gonna take this and put it in my little imagination box and run away with it. Would you? And she told you about it. Would you feel more uncomfortable with her telling you about it, or just some like random stranger on the internet?
I feel I'd be more comfortable if it was someone I knew.
Yeah.
Like I'd be more okay with it rather.
Yeah.
But I feel like that like you're less inclined to tell someone if you know them because then you feel like, is this gonna weird out my friend or this
Yeah.
person who I work with? Of just like,
Right. I think a work thing would be different too than just a friend.
I mean, I think everyone's had a sex dream about someone that they've worked with. I mean,
I have like 5. Oh my God. One of them's right here.
I forgot about that. The red bra.
yeah,
red-
wow.
that red
okay,
bra.
yeah.
Red bra, baby.
Yeah, drink up.
She just threw
sister.
down her napkin.
My favorite part.
Just drink up. sister.
Weren't you like, I don't own a red bra. I never have.
I know. I don't actually in real life picture you owning a red bra.
Who's the weirdest person you've had a sex dream about?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I've had sex dreams about everybody. It seems like.
Women?
No, not necessarily.
I'm just
like
curious.
like Rihanna, because Rihanna's hot. I think that I would probably like maybe start to like kind of canoodle and then be like, okay, can I just do your hair? or can I just have some of your makeup, please?
Yeah.
No, but I've had sex dreams about one. I guess maybe the strangest might have been one of my really good friends that I'd been friends with for years and years. We were neighbors in a.
Were you attracted to him at all?
I was when we first met because we actually it was kind of a funny story. We were working together at this restaurant, and we were both hosts. We were both young, like 21 or something. And his boyfriend was underage at the time, and so we were obviously, let's go to the gay bar or something.
Yeah.
And so we went out, and the boyfriend couldn't come. And so one night, and I didn't know they were boyfriends, so they never told me. So I
Did
just
you
thought
know
it was,
that they were gay?
I knew they were
Okay.
gay, but I thought they were just friends because they weren't like kind of like I guess exclusive at the time.
Gotcha.
So we hung out together. We wound up making out on the dance floor, but we actually didn't do anything that night or anything. So we just kind of that I kind of
was a boyfriend. The boyfriend wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. It just fizzled out after that. You know, we were kind of like,
Yeah.
whatever. And then I kind of saw him as a brother, and I was like, oh, whatever. And so that's how we met, and we became friends, and we actually were like really good friends. And I did have a sex dream about him not too long ago, which was really weird because I haven't even talked to him in like.
Back up in your memory.
Yeah, totally weird. I was like, where the hell did that come from? You know, but I think everyone has that. I think everyone just because maybe I saw him on Instagram or Facebook or something.
I've
And
had sex dreams about people that I'm not even remotely attracted to.
Right.
that's the thing. I'm not attracted
I've
to
had
him either.
plenty of sex dreams about men, and then I just wake up in the morning, I'm like,
Yeah. Like
Nice try.
not today.
Not today,
brain.
Satan. No, yeah, I was kind of weirded out because I didn't expect that to happen, but it does
Yeah.
happen, I think. And you know, and I kind of woke up and was like, well, that was weird.
I think
it was
sometimes
good, but
maybe
it was
if you
weird.
like
So,
care
you know.
about someone,
Yeah.
or you're thinking about someone,
Yeah.
it could translate into that.
Yeah, and
Who
it's just
knows?
like, well, let's say
Yeah.
your brain is horny too at the same
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
it just
I think it's normal.
combines into a beautiful.
Just maybe not tell it to everybody.
Or do.
Or just
I
say
have
it on
something
an
to
open
say.
platform.
yeah, use the show as an excuse.
Yeah,
All right,
go for
Miss
it.
Merle,
Let's do it.
you ready?
Let's do it.
And go. Do you like writing lists?
Yeah, I love lists.
Do you like to dance?
I like to dance, but only when I've got a few drinks in me. I'm a pretty shy person.
Okay, well, we're working on that. Do you enjoy learning about your heritage?
Yeah, of course.
Are you upset when your partner flirts with someone else?
Oh, not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
We'll get back to that. Are you texty before you meet someone from a dating app in person?
Yes, but I try not to be too overbearing.
When I was on the dating apps, I would only talk to someone via the app before I met them in person.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't want to give you my number yet. I don't know
No.
what you're like.
Yeah.
There were a couple I just met in person briefly, and we never exchanged anything.
Yeah, you're like,
You know, it's
bye.
like, no.
There was one guy in particular that I'm really glad I didn't get my number to because he ended up being like a little crazy. And I was like, okay, like I'll see you later. He's like, could I get your number? I was like, no.
Good, thanks.
Just gonna
I don't have a number.
remove you from the app now.
You're like, I don't have a phone.
So you don't get upset when your partner flirts with someone?
No, I think flirting's fun. And
Okay.
for the most part, it's innocent. Laura and I go to a coffee shop because we have a crush on the barista. We're always both like,
You both have a
group
crush.
crush.
well, we have, it's funny because we have a crush on, the barista, this guy, he's just very, very cute. And just every time we go, we're always like, oh, he's so dreamy. And then there's this girl that is at the coffee shop too who also works there. And we're like, oh, she's so cute. And we found out they're a couple.
Oh.
And so every time we go, we're just
gosh.
like,
Do you think they know that you're
No,
that, like,
I don't know, maybe-
Are you like
maybe.
Googling them? Or?
no.
How did you find out they were dating?
Stalking.
Maybe some light Instagram stalking.
Instagram stalking, okay.
Where
I mean, if it's a public profile.
Yeah. I mean, if your company's tagging you in pictures, you can easily find your profile.
I mean, you
and
could make it
probably wanna-
private and no one would know, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I flirt all the time. I'm constantly flirting with people.
I feel like for a lot of people it helps a relationship because it lets you kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
we all have this energy that we want
Yeah.
to release.
Release.
And even if it's flirting with friends or strangers, it doesn't have to mean anything sexual or bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, like our text messages are crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we always talk
Like-
about how we're in a thruple.
Yeah, and like you just said, like what did you say? I was watching Sabrina, and you were like, you're gonna spank me, and then I was like, Mitch
Yeah.
too, right? And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's how we've always been.
I want you both.
And
to
all
spank
three
me.
of us are equally that way to each other.
Yeah.
So no one's getting jealous if one's texting the other.
Yeah.
That's
I exclusively go into the sales office just to flirt with everyone in there.
You know, I'm right next door, but that's cool.
Same.
Yeah.
I used to go into your office and flirt all the time. Flirt with everyone in there.
She did.
And then I just gotta, I exhaust
gotta
my
make your
flirting in one.
rounds.
I gotta make I can't let people get jealous. Gotta make sure
Right.
everyone's flirted with equally.
Right.
But
I think it's time to hit up Barbara.
It is true.
But I think you do it innocently, though. There's an innocent
She's not
type
innocent.
of flirting. Well,
Look at that face.
But there's an innocent flirting, and then there's when you overstep your boundaries, and then you're like getting kind of sleazy
Yeah.
about it. I think when you do a harmless flirt, like
Yeah.
I think everyone, like anyone who's worked in any kind of service industry or in the industry that we're in now, like everyone just kind of is.
It's a
like,
friendly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so friendly. Everyone's like hugs and says hi, and
Talking to the, you know.
it's not weird or creepy.
Yeah.
But there's always that one person that will probably go over the line.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's not okay. Don't flirt with me.
It's just like that communication between whoever you're with and being like,
Yeah.
I usually only flirt with people who tend to flirt back. I'm never like going to making people uncomfortable on purpose or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Like if you can tell someone's being shy and they're
Yeah.
like, "Ew, that makes me feel embarrassed,
Yeah.
then you're probably not going to keep doing
And most of the time, I
Right.
don't dish it out until someone gives it to me first. Then I'm like, you hooked
go.
me. Game on,
Now
baby.
you got it. Now you got it.
Let's fuck.
I'm too awkward of a flirter.
Are
Or
you?
like I don't know how to be subtle about it. So I'll be like, hey,
That's
I like your shirt.
so cute.
It's nice. Fits your body nice.
And then they probably slowly creep away.
And they're
And
like,
they're like, wow, my mom just called. I gotta go. It's not even my phone. Oh God, I'm sorry, it's my hand. Wow. Okay,
wow, no, I hear her in my ear.
gotta go.
I'm not gonna exclusively name her, but there's someone in sales who like literally every time we see each other, it's just like how much can we one up with each other with like flirting and like hitting on each other. Isn't it?
It's Nadia, isn't
It's
it?
not
I know.
It's not Nadia.
It's Jess.
Yeah.
It's Jess.
Jess is a girl in sales, Jess
Yes.
Lonnet.
She's perfect.
She has the coolest fashion sense.
Yes.
Every time I see her, I'm just like,
She's super stylish.
Yeah.
she has
She's
like purple hair.
Purple hair.
Super
She's
fun.
The other day, she was just like, I can't remember what I said to her, but she was just like, I'll be your manic pixie dream girl. And I was like, I gotta walk away.
I took a picture of her shirt the other day because she had that. No, what is it? Something from No. It was from Mean Girls. It says something No.
Oh,
Gretchen. What did it? Shit.
No,
about-
something for about Gretchen Wieners, wasn't it?
It was. I was like, can I take a picture of your shirt? She literally is always so cool looking.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Always
I-
her hair and her eyebrows.
And she's
it's
a
color.
like she does
Yeah.
improv. She's a
the improv thing is probably, in my opinion, the most attractive
find
thing
Yeah.
about her.
But it's
'Cause that's
Gretchen
tough.
Wieners.
Anyway, I think we're all in love with Jess.
Yeah,
Lonnet.
she's amazing. She's amazing. Every time she dyes her hair and it gets like,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
More
vibrant
purple.
and like I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was None for Gretchen Wieners or something like that.
Yeah, it
and
was
she
something-
was just
That's
like,
awesome.
I was like, I fucking love your shirt. And she was like, oh, I made it. And I was just like,
I was like, I want a
What?
picture.
Of
Yeah,
course you did.
No, she made it. It looked like something you would see on like some mass scale, like Forever 21 or something.
Yes.
It was really cool.
It's great
and-
when people are like
But she's
nice
really-
and funny and talented
Yes.
and cool, and you're
Yes.
just like,
Yeah, I was
just
like, I
share
want
with
her to
me.
make that for me. Yeah, she's
Give me some.
I know. I'm like, and I have your shirt. I'll trade you. So
yeah, perfect.
Yep.
All right,
Steal
Barbara,
it
are
from her.
you ready?
do it. Do it. Do it.
I am ready.
All right, and let's go. Do you ever give money to street performers?
Yes.
If you gave a friend a copy of your favorite book and found out months later that they still had not even started it, would you be upset?
Maybe a little.
Have you ever broken up with someone without being face to face?
Yes.
Would it bother you if your partner kept pictures of previous partners?
Yes.
Do you find it easy to talk to members of the opposite sex?
Yeah, I think for the most part.
And what do you think is the best way to connect with someone you're interested in?
Just avoid them at all costs.
There you go.
Yeah. Never make eye contact with them. Never talk to them.
I liked those questions the best, I think.
Yeah, those are good ones. I lucked out. Yeah, the book thing. I think that's kind of just like I'm sharing a piece of me
Sure.
that like I want to share with
So,
you.
yeah, I've thought about it too, but a book is a commitment.
Yes.
If people don't read often or it's not a passion of theirs to like encourage or ask them or expect them to sit down and do it and finish is a lot, I feel like, because I love to read, so to me it's not.
But
You know,
to some people,
but
for
it
sure.
is, but I know what you're saying. It's sharing a part of not just you, but what you're interested in, and something that you're so excited about that you want
Yeah.
them to be as excited
And
about.
every day asking like, you start? You start? What do you think? What do you
Right.
think? And they're like,
And then you can imagine that person probably feels bad too. Like,
yeah.
It's like
Never
it's like
ending.
telling someone like, oh, this is my favorite TV show, and then when you're watching it with them, you're just watching them because you're like, oh,
Or
you
they're
laugh
on
at
their
this.
phone.
Right, it's the same way.
I hate when that happens. When I'm trying to show someone like a video or a show or something that I like am in love with, and they're like not paying attention or like they're on their phone.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Watch this part.
All the time.
This happened.
I'm like, "Ugh, I have to rewind again.
Yeah.
do
you want me to pause
this
this?
one? She fell asleep.
I do
And
fall asleep
you,
a lot.
You fell asleep in
Grandma.
Sabrina, and I was like,
Okay, I'm sorry. He brought up Sabrina. This is the second time now. If anyone
Yeah,
else caught
so-
it,
wow, Texas loves
Texas
Sabrina.
has seen Sabrina 7 times, 8 times, 8 times.
The whole series?
Yes.
He made us watch 3 episodes, and he'd already seen it 4 times at that point.
I
It
love
just came out
I
in
put it on.
October.
I put it on.
I couldn't get past like episode 4.
I couldn't get past
I
episode
can't help it. I love it. I'm obsessed with Miranda Otto, Michelle Gomez, and
the Dark
Lucy
Arts.
Davis. Yeah, and the Dark Arts. Yeah, yeah. So you fell asleep. So yeah, I was like, get up.
I don't know how I
will
stayed awake
curse you.
8 times.
What time of night were you watching it?
It was late.
was late.
It was late. We'd had dinner. And
We'd had like a full meal and a drink or 2, and like I just get sleepy and
I fall
cozy.
asleep almost every night watching TV.
Oh, I fall asleep
I do
in
too.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Every night.
This is why I didn't want to put a TV in the bedroom. Like I was against it because I think like the bedroom should be about intimacy and rest, and it shouldn't be about because you could put that in a living room, but then we like caved and put one in there.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
I think my,
No, it's
my favorite
amazing.
thing is
It's
waking
so
up on like a Saturday morning and like, let's just watch some TV and like have coffee in bed and chill. Like, I love doing that.
So even that, like, we'll move and go to another room.
I'm just lazy as fuck.
I like staying in the bed too.
No,
I'm
but
with
I
you.
like that
I'm with you.
idea.
It's,
You know?
it's just
Yeah.
like nice and cozy, especially like on a very lazy
Get all your
weekend.
pillows, put them all up, get your food. Just be
I
like,
do get to a
whatever.
point though where I'm like, my back just aches. And I'm just like, I need to get up.
You have to like switch, yeah. Yeah.
But something, one of the reasons why I know Trevor's the right one for me is because I fall asleep every night watching TV, and like I'm always so apologetic. Like in every situation I've been in, people have been pissed at me for falling asleep.
Aw.
And every
Well,
time
then you
I
weren't
fall
with the right
asleep,
people.
exactly. Every time I fall asleep, I wake up. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry I fell asleep. He goes, no, like I'm happy that you're resting. Like it makes me happy that you're
That's what
comfortable.
Trevor says
and,
too.
like,
He's like, that's okay.
Yeah,
but
he's
then
like,
if he
I don't
falls
mind.
asleep, I'm like, what the fuck?
wake up.
I know. I was like, Sabrina, wake up.
Yeah. It's so sweet. I'll wake up after falling asleep, and like he had already taken my phone to plug it in, put a water next to my bed, and then like made my toothbrush with
He's so
toothpaste,
good.
put it on.
That's adorable.
That's really cute and scares me too. It's like, because like I have a thing about that. I'm nervous about toothbrushes being out. Because like
Okay, not about his act of kindness.
no, not the kindness, no. But then,
He might
but
feel
I would be like that toothbrush can't be out. I just don't like my toothbrush to be out sometimes because like I like it to be up high and away from things because
You want it up high?
I do.
Oh, you're talking about like
don't-
toilet water?
cabinet.
I'm just afraid of like I'm just
Or
afraid
if
of
you
everything.
sneeze or dust or I get
or
that.
like or what if like the horrible roach that maybe comes in through the water thing. That I've seen things on TV and I'm like that
Or like
just
the
scares me.
snake that comes out of the toilet.
Yeah, or a
Oh, or
spider
the
or some sort of
spiders.
bug being on it. I freak out. So, I'm
So where do you keep your toothbrush?
I keep a little cover on it and then I keep it up.
Okay. Well,
Usually.
yeah. These are like very far away from the toilet. Like the sinks are in a separate area, and like there's like little shelves above them. So
So I have a small little bathroom. And
they're
that's
kind of high.
What kind of, yeah, it freaks me out, yeah. I'm a weirdo though, I'm a germaphobe, so.
Yeah. The one thing I don't get is people who share toothbrushes.
Oh,
Have you heard of
no.
this?
Yes,
Okay, but
yes,
they
yes.
intentionally, or it's just like someone
Intentionally.
forgot their toothbrush
Like-
and one time they did.
Oh,
it.
I know one or two couples that share.
Why? Can you not afford $4? I
Not
don't
even.
understand.
It's like you could get a toothbrush for 60 cents.
I would literally
Ooh, hold on.
buy them a
the
case of-
intentional
Guys,
sharing is
We have a new bar.
Oh.
And didn't we
Ladies.
tell you his hair is great?
Ladies, I know,
Yes.
you got it. Oh my
It is
God.
hair.
Finish
Finish
up,
up,
honey.
finish
Oh
up.
my goodness.
Should we
I'm gonna-
compare the color to Mariel to see if it'll be a match?
Actually, yeah. You know what? With my balayage, it really would work. So if you
I
ever want
know.
to get a snip in
I'm
there.
so glad you did that balayage that I told you to do.
Oh, shut the fuck
that I
up.
told you to do.
Everybody
yeah.
good?
Thank you, Lupe.
Yes, thank you, Lupe.
You're welcome.
This is delicious, by the way.
my
Look at this work of
Yummy.
art.
He
This
made it
chocolate
so,
martini.
it's so pretty.
Beautiful.
He's such a good bartender.
Wow. Oh my God, Texas, what? You're slacking.
I know, right?
He's so much fun to go out with.
Lupe is an absolute hot mess, and I love it.
Funny.
in the best way ever. You have the best video.
I have the best video of Lupe on Pride this year, which was funny because when I saw him this morning, I was like, hey, how's it going? He was just like, hey, and then later on, he was like, I don't know if we've met. I was like, oh, honey, we've met. And I was like, look at this great video I have of you.
He was doing I think he was wearing my Britney shirt. He was, of course, filling
fuck
that
yeah.
hair.
Yes, that
and he
is
was doing this little like walk off at OCH.
He was just
in
he
the
was
middle of the
running
day,
down the he
just
was
like
he
a
was
catwalk.
walking his
OCH
catwalk.
for those of us who are watching who don't know.
Gay club.
Oil Can Harry's. So it's right next to a couple of doors down from Rain on 4th.
Yeah.
And which is where I used to work, and so we were all just hanging out, and
Yes.
it was such a mess. And
It was beautiful.
so much fun. He actually does have the best walk ever.
Yeah.
Like I would.
It was great. That's why I filmed it.
Yeah, it was great. So
And now you have it forever on
Now
your
I have
phone.
it forever.
And you'll
I know,
never
I
forget
know.
your
It's
first
amazing.
meeting.
Nope.
Yep.
I feel like I don't know if I've ever been to a Pride in Austin.
You and I went a few years ago.
I think I've always been
It's
either
fun.
out of
I think
town
this was
or
the year I think I've missed 2 because I've been out of town.
yeah.
We were out of town. I know. This
One
last
year
time
it got
because-
rained out. Last year?
This past year
No,
it
this-
rained.
This
a
year.
lot.
We were there.
But we
though.
were still there. Everyone went
We
out.
just got stuck in a
Yeah.
bar.
Well, what was the year they moved? Did they move the parade to a different month? They moved something because
They moved the Fiesta.
last year.
Fiesta
Okay.
thing.
Last year they moved the parade like
Because of
into like
weather?
October, and everyone was just kind
It
of
was
like,
so weird. Yeah. I've always worked them bartending, so I've actually never done a Pride in Austin until last year, which was I actually got a chance, well, I guess when we were together, my first time actually going out in Austin, and it was actually really nice. It was
Yeah.
fun. Because I've always had to work, and it's so stressful because you gear up for it, and you're like, you have to be at work at like 1 p.m., and then you're there till 4 a.m., so it's like this just 14-hour day.
exhausting.
You make so much money. I remember I would make my rent in like the first like 8 hours.
Jeez.
And you're like, okay, 6 more hours to go. Let's do it.
We actually,
You'd be so tired, but it was great.
we have a question later on in the show about jobs, but there was a job I almost took when I lived in Montreal where I would be essentially just like a server at a bar. Not like a bartender or anything. I would just bring drinks to people.
Got it.
And the girls there wore very revealing clothes. And I was talking to one of the girls there, and she's like, yeah, I make like $400 in tips a night. And I was like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
oh my God.
Like, sign me up.
I'm like a broke college student, like
Yeah.
a night?
Yeah.
That's exactly why I got into bartending when I was younger.
Yeah.
It was
I always
great
thought it'd
money.
be fun.
Yeah.
You meet people. That's how I met almost all my friends, which is
Yeah.
crazy in Austin.
That's why I always call him the mayor of Austin.
Oh my God.
Because
It's so true,
Texas
though.
knows everyone.
Every-
We go
yeah.
out and he's just like talking to the chef and like, oh, he'll talk to, one time we went out and well, this is a couple times. What's the place?
I don't even
On
know where
the,
we
with the
go.
water, the fun drinks.
Hula.
Hula,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
Hula,
yes.
Oh,
Hula,
yeah.
And there was a server he didn't know because it's been a while since he worked there, and he was asking about the queso and what's in it for me because of my eating style. And the server didn't know, and he's like, no, they have this special seasoning, they put this in. No, but you need to ask them to take this out. And the guy was just like,
Who are you, you monster? Get
whoa,
outta here.
dude. He's like,
What do you
talk
know?
to the chef. I used to work here.
Wow.
Snip.
Hell yeah.
Well, I can't help it. It's just I've been around.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
75.
That's a great
so.
thing, though. Everyone
You
loves
look great.
I even got in an Uber once, and he overheard me and Mitch talking about our friend Texas. He's like, Texas Dela Rosa?
Yep.
And I'm like, don't listen to my conversation.
You're like the Regina George of Austin.
But way
everyone
nicer.
says-
Nicer. Yes.
But everyone knows you.
And no back brace. So like,
Well, I'm going to read a little bit of an ad here about
Do it.
a company called Burrow, which Mariel is very excited
I'm very
about.
excited about Burrow.
This episode of Always Open is brought to you by Burrow. The holiday season is here, and whether you're hosting the entire extended family or just a few friends, you'll need a cozy seat for everyone. There's no better time to replace your worn-out, hand-me-down couch with a super comfortable, high-quality, and stylish Burrow sofa. Mariel loves dem sofas.
I do love sofas.
With Burrow, you can indulge in some stress-free shopping. It's easy to customize your sofa online. Pick comfy low armrests or stylish high armrests. No trips to a far-flung, dimly lit warehouse. Shipping is fast and free. Holla, love that free shipping. Burrow's couches are designed for comfort. They're exactly 17 inches off the ground because that's the average height from the bottom of a person's foot to the back of their knee. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
4 unique collections help you decide your style. You could get your living room ready for all of your holiday celebrations and save $75 on a new sofa by visiting burrow.com/open for $75 off your order. That's BURROW.com/open to get $75 off your order. Thanks again to Burrow for supporting the show. You could also have some charging cables
Oh yeah.
in the couches.
Yeah,
a
they
great
have
name.
That's
USB.
amazing.
I like the
actually.
name.
Burrow.
Just sounds nice.
It sounds like you want to just
It makes
Nice
me
and
want to
cozy.
it makes me want to just get in there and be like, yeah, because I love a good, soft, big, like your couch. That's my corner.
Yeah.
Like, it's like my couch at home, and I love being in the
getting-
corner.
we're
I
obviously-
know. You're
Well, if
correct.
you need a new couch,
You go
get
to Burrow.
them.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're really comfy. We actually use it now on the podcast set because
Really?
we liked it so much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I made a big fuss about it because I was like, this couch is so much better than our old couch. Let's keep it.
That's
Oh,
cool.
And they did. It was awesome. All right. Well, let's move on to our first question. This is from Justin W. And Justin wants to know, what is the best and worst job you've had?
I feel like we purposely should choose something like
Other
another
than this.
favorite, you know?
Yeah.
know.
Not
I think
including
it is.
Rooster Teeth and this stuff. I think for me, and I don't know if I could count this as a job, it's more of a gig.
Okay.
But when I was in college, I went to college in Montreal and I didn't speak French, so I was very struggling for any sort of money while I was there because you have to be bilingual to get a job. And I auditioned for this thing, a modeling gig, for a bridal show. And essentially it was just, you get to dress up
I
in
feel like I've heard this.
bridal gowns.
Yes, yes, yeah.
And you get your hair and makeup done and get to wear a bridal dress, but you have to stand in this box, almost like a Barbie doll,
Oh, wow.
at this bridal show.
Oh,
And they have
okay.
table placements and all these different wedding aspects and decorations around the room. So people meander about and look at these models and the dresses and stuff like that. And then every hour you would change into a new look.
That's pretty cool.
It was
I do
awesome,
think that's cool.
That's really awesome.
but very awkward at the same time because you're
Well-
just standing there
You're like the girl in the Standard Hotel that's like in the glass cage that like everyone's looking at. And you're just like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm studying, thanks.
But it's one of those things where it's like, how am I getting paid to do this?
That's really cool. No, that's amazing.
I get to get glammed up, wear this like beautiful dress.
And you're super tall and gorgeous, so I mean, I'm sure.
I was sure to say
the dresses look
your
probably
best
great on you,
was-
so yeah.
Was
Oh, Burger King?
Burger King. You're the Burger Queen.
Yes.
my favorite story.
It's funny because it's probably my worst job, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
doing
that's why
it.
it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
Because I think I had so many fun things at every job, and even if it was a not great job, I made the most of it. You know?
Which I think is like a personality trait.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like someone who's like, I'm just gonna make the best of it regardless of the
Yeah.
situation.
I was a hostess in high school at a Cajun restaurant.
Yeah.
With Cajun music all the time. It was pretty fun until like the 20th time.
Do you get like PTSD when you hear
They talk
Cajun
about
music?
etouffee and like jambalaya. That was like in the song. Like, I'm not joking. But I just loved it because I was 16, I was in high school, and I had so much fun like flirting with all the bartenders, and I was like underage, and they wanted me to like work the bar, but you had to be 18. So they were like, if you just stick around, I'm like, I'm not gonna be here in 2 years.
Yeah.
Still working here. Like, I'm gonna be in college or working something else.
So that was one of my favorite things about having just like a job in like late high school when you're like 16, 17, just like having fun with young people.
Yeah,
like,
and you're like making
flirting
money,
and-
but you still feel like some sort of discipline to like wake up, and you have to stay committed, and you committed to a time, and
But it's still
you know what I mean?
fun because
It's still
like,
fun
you're with your people your
right,
age.
and your life doesn't depend on it because at that time I was living at home, and you still have the support of your family. Hopefully, most people do, and I know some people don't. But it was nice, you know. You have your spending money, you know, to go do what you want. But I had so much fun in that job.
Yeah.
was fun.
We're gonna start playing some Cajun music on this.
I love it. What is this? What is it, Zydeco?
And the
or
food was
whatever?
the food was really good, and it was always fun when like my parents and my sister would come in to visit me like on a Friday night, and I would give them like extra like biscuits and like, make sure that they had like were sat in like the perfect section, you know, with the great like the best waiter or waitress, and it was great.
Hookups. That's how I gained 15 pounds in high school. Was working at Burger King and just whenever it was
Lots of
slow
Whoppers.
and there'd be no customers, I would just make myself a Whopper and eat it in the bag.
Why wouldn't you? It's like you should.
So were you on the grill? Did you like grill it yourself? Was it like fire
no,
grilled,
they
or-
have a I forget the name of I'm forgetting the name of it, but you basically put the patties in.
Okay.
It's like a
and
conveyor belt.
it comes
type of
back
thing.
out cooked.
Got it.
So you weren't actually flipping burgers, but the one I worked at was actually a Burger King within a movie theater.
Yeah.
Because I applied at the movie theater thinking like I could, you know, make popcorn or clean theaters or whatever. I don't care. But then they're like, we're gonna put you in the Burger King.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, if I want to work fast food, I would have applied at a fast food place.
Right.
But cool. But it was a smaller Burger King because it was within the theater, so they had one person working there at a time. So I would take people's orders, pour their drinks,
One woman show.
put the fries in the deep fryer, go around back, wash my hands, make their food, put it back up on the conveyor belt, come back around, take the fries out.
That's crazy.
Put it in, give them the food, and then like take the next person.
Well, I bet that was very like that gives you discipline though. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think it probably gave you some. Hey, this is what I have to do. It gives you structure.
The worst part about it was when either you had to open or close the restaurant because opening you had to prep everything for the entire day, all the fruits and vegetables, not fruits, all the vegetables, all the food, and then at the end of the day it was even worse because you'd have to count everything and also clean everything. by yourself.
How do you prep that though? What does that mean? Did you have to cut and like, or just like take everything out of packages?
Cut everything.
Oh,
So like
Like the tomatoes and
onions,
things
like that.
Got
lettuce,
it.
all that stuff, which was pretty okay because they had like machines for it.
Sure.
But other things you had to like chop up.
Yeah.
I like that part, I think, a little more because it was fun. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm
I
cooking.
still just want to take you back to a Burger King and just throw you in there.
I
and
could,
just see how
I
you
would
go.
be able to
How
make
you-
everything.
Shouldn't we
I
like
love
do
it.
something around that? We should take you back to that Burger King. Is it still in the theater?
It's closed.
Okay.
Yeah. That Burger King, they replaced
shame.
it. I know. It's
Darn.
because I left.
I'm sure.
Yeah. They just couldn't get the quality anymore.
There you go. I mean, you were the one woman Burger King. Hello.
You're the one woman show.
Yeah.
You're the Burger Queen.
What about you guys? Best worst jobs?
I was kind of. Oh, sorry. Audio. I was kind of thinking about that, and again, I love my jobs now because of where I'm at in my world and what I've done to get here. But I was thinking about jobs that I've had in the past that I really loved and then really hated.
You must have had like a lot of, because like not only jobs, but gigs and different things like that.
Because I I've done everything. I've worked in real estate. I've worked in finance.
You worked in real estate?
I know. I did real estate for like a split minute in my
Imagine, you'd be the best realtor.
I know.
I would buy any house you put in front of me.
I hated it. I was actually going to go to school and finish everything off for it. I was working front desk at this place called Cactus Patch Land Sales, which is in Coleman, Texas, which is a small little town. And so I was working for this company, and it seemed like everyone was so fun, and all they did was drive around and like look at land all day, and like these rich ranchers were like, sure, we'll buy this, 200 acres, and like, let's make $1 million. And I'm like, I want to do that.
Hell yeah.
I want to sell some things. But it was moving to Austin that made me stop it, because Austin is so cutthroat, and it was so different here, and it wasn't friendly. It was
laid
like,
back.
people are gonna like really like stab you in the back. Like your best friend's gonna stab you in the back for this $30,000 sale they're gonna get or something ridiculous. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. But I think my worst job.
Always open.
No, of course.
This
not.
one right
No.
now.
That would never happen. I think probably my worst job was working at Pizza Hut.
Oh.
You were a pizza daddy.
And I still love Pizza Hut, nothing against it.
That's delicious, yeah.
I miss pizza.
I love pizza.
Oh, right, because you're on your...
Yeah.
We're doing veganism.
Yeah, she's doing
My
really good things.
What was so bad about it, though?
The reason I didn't like it was because it was the owners. Like I guess there's franchises where there's certain people that own certain things, and it was this woman that owned it, and she was amazing. The woman who owned it hired me. She was awesome. And it was fun. It was cool. We could all hang out. I mean, it was a young place. They actually served beer there at the time, and so it was like the hangout in my hometown.
That does sound cool.
Yeah, it was like, oh, beer and pizza. Yeah, sure. So
You want to go to the Hut?
right, I know. That was it. And I felt like I was so cool because I was the host. Come here, sit down. Like do whatever. And then this new company took it over, and this new lady bought it, and it was just total like corporate. We need to do this. You had to wear this. You had to do this, and it was just really awful. And I remember I broke a vacuum.
On purpose? And
I did not mean to. It was a Kirby. I was 16, and I was told that it could suck up anything.
What did
what did you try to suck up?
Suck up here.
So there was a salad bar, obviously.
You tried to suck up the whole
Well, there was
salad.
like lettuce. There was like lettuce and things on the. So I was vacuuming one day, and I'm just like, well, lettuce, over
Stuff
here,
on the floor.
tomatoes and wet stuff, whatever. I didn't know it was a wet dry. I didn't know wet dry. What does that happen? What does that mean?
Right.
So I broke the vacuum, and the manager was like, "Who's been vacuuming lettuce?" And I screaming, "What is all this in here?" She was like in there digging stuff out, and I was like, "It was me. You said it was powerful."
Yeah, well, yeah, you're trying to clean up,
I
trying
was
to do your
cleaning,
job.
you asked me to do it, I did it. So, so she was like, well, you have to buy a new one. And I was like, well, I quit. That thing was like $200. I can't,
Yeah,
it wasn't $200.
That's just
How
so
many shifts?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like the liability falls on the owner.
Show me
like,
how to use the vacuum.
mistakes are going to happen.
Although that sounds horrible, how do we not know how to use a vacuum? I know, whatever.
I
wasn't
mean,
good at
like,
that stuff.
Child.
you don't trying to clean up.
Yeah, I was 16, and so I got in trouble for that, and so I just wound up quitting and getting my dream job, which I was thinking about the good job, because again, I don't want to talk about jobs that I have now, but the dream job that I had was in my hometown. We had this little video store / tanning salon. You could, yes, hometown. If you're anywhere, if anyone is anywhere that's been anywhere like a small town, Texas.
If you want to look awesome, but also
How did
get
it
some
work?
entertainment.
There is a
Yeah.
video store / tanning salon in almost every small town in
Yep.
Texas. I
Why
swear to God.
why that combination?
I have
Yeah,
no
how
idea.
did it work?
I worked the front desk, and I would sign people in. They would tan. We had 3 little rooms, and then they would rent their movies, and it was awesome. It
As
was,
their tan faded
yeah.
in.
So all I did was literally I got paid to sit and watch movies and sign people in, and it was awesome.
You didn't even have to like clean the rooms. Or...
No, I mean, I didn't clean them. I said I did, but I didn't. I was just like, I sprayed the stuff down and would watch. I was a really bad worker, I think, back then. But no, it was fun because it was my dream job because it was the cool job. Like it was the job that everyone wanted to have.
Right.
And I remember when I was done with Pizza Hut, I was like, all right, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Done with Pizza Hut.
I'm done with you, Pizza Hut. We're out. I wanted this job so bad. And one of my friends was just quitting because she was graduating. She was going to be, she was graduating high school, and because all the cool high school kids had the job, and so I was like, I want that job. And so I went in and applied, and I was like, I'll do whatever, and I'll work whatever hours. And so the guy hired me, and I worked there for a while, and it was like the hot spot. Like everybody would stop by there, like hang out,
Get my tan, get my
They
mids.
would
Tan and
get their tan, get their movie. And
Before
That
Netflix
sounds
and chill.
okay.
it was great.
Sounds like a lovely evening.
but
Yeah.
I loved taking all the movies home because I would get all the new movies like 2 days before they would come out because we'd have to, we'd have to sign them in and do things.
Right.
So like they would come out on like a Tuesday and we'd get them on a Sunday. So on Sunday I would watch all the new releases.
And then have them back in time for.
And back in time on Tuesday because my boss didn't know,
sneaky,
but I would have my
sneaky.
friends come over and we'd watch the new movies. So I
Yeah.
was like the cool one. So
That's
that was
fun.
it was a fun job. I think for a kid back then, I mean, most people wouldn't even know what a rental store is now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Blockbuster or whatever, it's
Rest
crazy.
in peace.
That was like
There
a
goes
favorite
it.
childhood memory, was going to Blockbuster with my
Oh
family.
my God,
Yeah.
it was great, right?
Yeah.
And they had the
Like Friday
popcorn
night.
in
And you'd have to
there,
rush
so you-
there because like sometimes there were only 10 or 20 of the new release and it was
And trying
out.
to
You're like,
agree
okay, well,
on one
I guess
movie.
we'll
Would you
pick a
ever freak
classic.
out when you would like see that one that was like up there and you were like,
Yes.
all of them were empty and then that one was like there and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. That was
Yeah.
like so exciting, right? It's
It was
such a-
fun.
It's like
It's
instant
better now to
gratification.
not have to do it, but it was fun if you got to experience it because
Right.
things
Yeah.
change.
It's
What's so crazy to
nostalgia.
think, to think that like we're not old. We're not that old.
No,
right?
God,
Right.
no.
But there's just.
That's the first time we've ever said that when I've been sitting here.
That's true.
Are you
I'm sorry.
being nice to me
No,
because
I
he's
don't
sitting
know
next
if
to me
you-
and you know he's older?
I'm the
if you
oldest
realize
person
Christmas
ever.
miracle.
I don't know if you realize I wasn't looking at you. My eyesight was
Little
diverted this way, and I said, "We're not
We're not
old,
old,
right?
me."
It's just this one." But yeah, and it's. I mean, I'm much younger than some of us on this table. But it's fun to know that we all shared that kind of same memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
it's
now that
great.
there's people who are like,
I love thinking
like there's
back to
people who
that.
work here that are like, I've never done
Oh
that
God,
before,
yeah.
Right.
you know?
My
Yeah.
nephews would never even know. They were like, "What?" They
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't even know what I had to show them what a cassette tape was over Thanksgiving.
I met someone who didn't know what a landline was.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. And like I think someone else told the story on the RT podcast one time about how like, when you're a kid and you're like talking about calling someone on the phone,
Right.
you do this. Now apparently people do this.
What?
Because it's like they're only used to iPhones.
Oh, so they're
it's
not
like
holding it the
Oh
same?
wow.
So it's like
Weird.
That's strange
I never
to me.
thought of
Gotta get
that.
on the horn, baby.
because it's like a straight rectangle. I was gonna say cube, and I was like, that's not what a phone is. Ah, my
What
cube.
about you with jobs?
Oh man, I had a pretty terrible job once. It was more of like a gig thing. I was just doing PA work in college, and I was working for Undercover Boss. And
We're all like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
well, it was fun until basically they were like, hey, we need you to pick up the people who don't know they're on Undercover Boss and like take them to this one location. But you have to do it in Austin and in San Antonio. So I literally started in Austin and I drove to San Antonio. I picked one person up.
What do you mean pick up the people that didn't know?
So like the people who are on the show.
Oh, but they
don't-
just weren't.
They're being told that they're on
A
another
different
show.
thing, okay.
Right. They're being told that they're on like a pilot of a different
Okay.
reality show. And so you would pretty much you picked up like I was started in Austin and then they were like, okay, we need you to drive. They gave me a whole schedule, an itinerary, and it was like drive to San Antonio, pick this person up, drop them off in like New Braunfels or something, and then drive back to San Antonio, pick up another person at a different time, drop them off, then drive to Austin, pick that other person up, drive them back, then San Antonio.
You're
I
just
think
a cat.
Wow.
I literally
Did you get
from like,
reimbursed?
I
for your
wasn't
mileage?
driving in my own car. They like rented a car for me to do it, and it was just so weird though because I remember calling my mom and I was just like, "I'm just a driver for the day. Like that feels weird, but like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's a PA
Getting paid?
gig.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
that's what happens, right? You just like do the most random shit. So yeah, I was just like driving back and forth and like literally like on 35 for
Oh,
12
that's horrible.
hours, and my ass
Anyone
had,
that's familiar with
Gosh,
Texas.
yes.
Yeah.
It's,
Just
my
like
ass
listen
had no
to-
crack by the end of it. It was
Yeah.
just flat.
Yeah.
So that wasn't that. I mean, that was fine or whatever. But the
How
next
many years
day,
ago was that then?
that was my senior year of college, so it was like 2014. So
Oh wow, not that long
Not
ago.
far.
yeah,
But
I think
podcasts
actually,
weren't huge, like as big now.
Right,
So you
yeah.
probably were getting bored in the
I
car.
think I was just listening to like music and I was actually I think I was like interning here at the time, and it was like on a weekend.
Yeah, because 2014, I think that was. when it
Yeah.
started, right?
So then the next day, they kind of assigned each PA a person. So it was like, hey, like you're gonna get this guy, and the way the Undercover Boss works is like, it's like 4 people that work at the thing,
Yeah.
and throughout the show you find out some of them are really great and they're killing it and they're like not getting paid or like they have all these family problems and like the boss tries to help them out. But then there's the people who are shitty at their jobs or like stealing shit and like whatnot, and then the boss finds out and then
or
they,
else
like,
talking shit about their job too.
right, and then
all
they
that
like
other stuff.
fire them. And so they didn't give us any warning about who was gonna go where. Like they were just like, hey, you're gonna get this person. You're in charge of like transporting this person around. So you're gonna pick them up at their hotel. You're gonna come to where we're filming. You're gonna sit, wait around until we give them until we reveal the undercover boss, and then you're gonna drive them home. And for me, they gave me 2 people. One guy was super sweet, and I go in, I pick him up, and they tell us, hey, this guy, he was really great at his job. We're gonna give him a promotion. We're giving him money to buy a house. We're setting him on a vacation. It's fucking awesome. So you're fuck yeah. So I pick up that guy, take him. They tell him all these great things. He's like, oh my God, I'm on Undercover Boss. This is fucking amazing. The dude didn't have a cell phone.
The company decided they want to do this for him?
Yeah.
Or it's Undercover Boss as a show that decides they want
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of it. It was just
It was me.
Sorry, I'm break it down.
Yeah.
Brass tacks.
I probably signed an NDA somewhere along the way that kept me from knowing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then you drop the person off, and then they tell him all these happy things, and then I'm driving back, and he's so happy. And then the next guy was like, hey, we're firing this guy. So be careful with that. I was just what do I do?
Be careful with that.
Wait,
It's
and
better
you have
if
to
you
drive
just don't know anything, right?
Yeah.
Do you have to drive him back after he finds out he's being fired?
Luckily, I wasn't the one that drove him back,
Oh,
but I
God.
did pick him up knowing that, and I was just have fun in there.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. See you never. Bye-bye.
So how much of that was real and how much of that was fabricated?
From what I know, and from what I the very little that I saw was basically the guy that I interacted the most with, which was the one who he did such a great job while they were giving him promotions or whatever. He really had no idea.
Yeah.
He called his girlfriend. He didn't even have a phone to call her. He was like, "Can I borrow your phone? I have to tell her we're getting a house." And he was in tears.
Wow.
And so I think it's pretty legit. I think what they do is they I don't even know if that show's still on, but I think what they do is they tell people they're on a different reality show, competing or something.
Got it.
But it's how do you not know you're on Undercover Boss?
I
Well, you don't need to
It's
say
pretty
it here,
obvious.
but did you know at the time what company it was for?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
I'm just curious what all they told you.
Yeah.
It was
I feel like that's a
Rooster
lot of information to tell you as
Yeah.
the PA and driver.
Yeah. And I mean, it's pretty much I think you're under NDA until the episode comes out, and then
Yeah.
it's whatever. But this is
Yeah.
the first time I've ever talked about it.
I'm sure you're in the clear.
I think you're good.
And then, so that was probably not that it was bad, but it was just oh God.
not the best.
Not the best.
The bearer of bad news. I don't know if I'd want to be that
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Well, I got really
sucks.
lucky that I didn't have to see the guy who didn't have such a good time.
Yeah.
And I got to stick with the guy who was super happy. Yeah. But then I think one of my best jobs that I've ever had.
Oh, so that was worse.
That was yeah.
No.
Was I grew up working on my parents used to own a dairy farm, and I grew up, and I've talked about this all the time. I grew up working on their farm since I was 8 years old, and I never worked during the school years or anything. It was always just don't worry about They're you don't need to worry about money. If you're gonna get money, you're spending it. You're on yourself. But it was during the summers I would get so bored that I wanted something to do. So literally at 8 years old I started working. Ooh.
Thank you. Don't get your hair dirty.
sorry.
Watch your hair dirty.
What's your hair?
His hair is softer than all of ours.
Yeah.
Times
Combined.
10.
Well, it's a good color. So.
It is, I know.
Snippy,
Wait,
snippy.
why don't you come over here real quick, Lupe? Why don't you come and stand by me real quick?
Let's match the
Do
hair
a color
colors.
swatch.
Can, they
I
zoom-
think
can you guys zoom
can we
in
get
on
in there?
that?
Can we get in there?
Yeah, that's it.
I think
I'm
it's,
trying to hide
that's a perfect
it's
match.
It's the same.
We go to the same guy.
Mariel, that's your Christmas gift.
Yeah.
She go, I'm gonna cut it off, girl.
You always say that, and I'm like,
You
wake
mean
up
that
and
for
I'm like, I don't know.
extensions, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my other extensions don't match anymore. 'cause I
You
got
know,
my-
that's okay, honey. I got
Merry
you some,
Christmas.
I got you
I'll box it up.
new ones.
I'm right there gluing it on the track.
The way, just
Yeah, Texas
So
didn't
in the
tell you
West.
that,
just
that
so-
by working here tonight?
Yeah. We're obligated to your hair.
There you go. Thank
Y'all are all for come here.
I think we all probably would all four fight over it.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so
It's
beautiful.
very
And it
Everyone
blends-
pull out
Thank
your
you.
ceremonial
Thank you.
scissors.
But yeah, it was just I grew a sense of pride in working from a very early age,
Yeah.
and just really understanding hard work, because my parents, my dad was like, well, if you want to do this, you're gonna get up at 6 a.m. and you're gonna go out there, you're gonna be outside when it's shitty weather and
I think that's
raining.
the best way to
and
be, is
Yeah.
learning that work ethic early
Especially
on.
from a young age.
Yeah, and I was at that age, all I was doing was raising bulls. So it was it's not like I was actually doing like hard
Yeah,
work.
I was raising bullshit.
There you go. I would literally, I'd wake up and I'd go and prepare bottles for my 10 calves, my 10 little baby bulls. I named all of them, and it was very sad at the end of the summer.
What's
when
the
I
favorite
sold
name?
Oh God, I don't even remember now. I think,
Guess they weren't that favorite.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's been years, so.
Brownie.
Been out.
Brownie.
I had one named Brownie.
I had a dog named Brownie.
No, I did have one
a
named
shit
Billy.
name, Brownie.
He was a very,
Well.
he was a very cute bull. He had
I'm
like,
sorry, I have to cheers.
there you go.
Your cheers to that.
My brownie. My little
To her
brownie.
little,
just-
was it little or was it big?
He had like a cute little curly Q, and I remember him. His name was Billy. He had a cute. He had like all brown face and then just like a white patch here of hair, and he had the curly little hair.
Baby cows are
They're
freaking
so fucking cute.
adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
So
the little
fucking
curly, like their little eyelashes.
They're beautiful eyelashes.
Ridiculous. You've probably never seen it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Country kids. Hello.
Country kids, yes.
I'm Canadian.
But so yeah, I'd wake up and I'd like prepare bottles. I'd go and feed them. I'd clean them, wash them, and then I'd start my day at like 6 a.m. and then end at
It's
like
very
5
much
p.m.
explains why you are the way you are now.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
how
Fucked
hard of a
up.
worker you are.
So fucked up.
Yeah.
Just like
Child labor.
Your discipline and like how careful you are and how much you save and
I think
like you're
that's
very conscious of
absolutely
all of that.
Yeah.
And it's a very
what she
it's a
is.
good quality to have for sure.
I think a lot of people don't have that nowadays, which
Well,
is
yeah,
kind of scary.
they
That
don't.
a lot of, again, I'm not that my nephews are, again, I throw them out a lot because I love them to death, but they don't have the same work ethic that me and my sister had,
Yeah.
and because they don't understand.
Well, I think a lot
Right.
of that has
And
changed.
everything's
in
changed so
general.
much,
Absolutely.
and it's like, I mean, I grew up with horses and cattle and everything, and
Yeah.
being out, and I had to be up breaking ice and breaking water so they could drink, and
Right.
that looks kind of we had this like
Big
metal
old
pole.
dick.
Yeah, big old dick.
What am I doing?
We had a metal pole. We had to break things like open, like the
Yeah.
water. It was crazy shit, and it's like stuff that you wouldn't even think of.
Right.
But I mean, that made you who you are.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think
So
that's
much
awesome.
of who you are.
And even now, I think it still
Bless.
like reflects because my parents left the dairy. They don't do it anymore, but they're now running a coffee shop, and now I try and do as much as I can for them.
You
And you
Probably.
have been there for them so much.
I try.
You are their stalker. You are literally on the phone.
She's watching them on
She's
the camera.
watching.
not working.
Security
Those
cam.
people are like, bless their heart.
So
No, they're,
I
lucky
think
to they're lucky to have you.
they
and
are.
it's
They are.
great, and you're supporting their business, and you want them to succeed. And
and,
labor.
you're a young girl. I mean, you're very young, and to have that kind of work ethic, I think, is great.
She's very young.
Very
As we're all
young.
very
The-
young.
I'm at
the
least
youngest
woman.
at least 10 or 15 years younger than.
you're not 10 for me, maybe for him.
So I'm 38. Not afraid.
I'm 22.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch, shut up.
26.
Mentirosa.
26.
Mentirosa.
She's 26, so you're not
26,
even.
yeah.
Fuck you. It's
Yeah,
not
I
even
know.
10 between us.
20.
You're
Nine.
fine. You're fine.
I'm getting there.
Get over it. I know I'm Grandma Beth
30s
still, but I've
30s are
got Grandpa
great.
Texas over here.
GP.
But that's just Texas.
It's
Well,
not fair. That's not
m'ladies.
fair.
Speaking of Texas,
Uh-huh.
we got some questions from the audience for
Oh,
you,
do we?
Texas.
Oh, this is gonna be
right.
fun.
People have been very excited to have you on the show,
I'm excited to answer.
as have we. So we've just selected a few for you, but I'm sure there's plenty of people who've tweeted at you that would love.
And I want to say this also too. If you did tweet something out, I promise you I will answer them. I didn't want to answer anything until this episode came out,
Just to make sure.
just to make sure. But they will get answered. I promise
Awesome.
you. I've been scrolling.
And he
through.
really does do that.
I will,
he really
I will
means what
sit,
he says.
I will sit on my phone, one eye open, at whatever time it is I go to bed, and I will answer every
You are
single
so
one of you.
engaged on social
He
media.
is.
I try to be.
It's very impressive,
Thank you. I try to be.
especially with all you got going on. Have time for that.
Thank you.
All right, so this question comes from Matt Stalker4 on Twitter. It's spelled S-T-O-C-K.
Okay.
There we go, there we
Assume
go.
it's the last name. And he asks, what got you into makeup in the first place?
Okay, that is a very crazy story. So I was an artist as a kid, still am. I do artwork as far as like acrylics and pastels, and I draw, and I don't do it as much as I wish I did. But when I was younger, I always loved to do anything with painting or color. And if I was being quiet somewhere, my parents were like, "Oh shit, he's drawing on something." It could be a wall, could be this, whatever. But what got me into makeup was the fact that it was kind of like art, but working with people. And my first gig that I ever really did that was like an actual gig that I actually got a job for, which was an accident. I was with my friend David, who obviously you've all met, the spiller of the champagne.
The spiller.
Of the
The
champagne.
spiller.
He actually, excuse me, the champagne. God, that poor boy. Anyways, he's adorable. He's a makeup artist, obviously, too, and he asked me to help him with this charity event. He does a lot of charity events, and we did this event at the Houston Tertullian College. I want to say I was 19 maybe, or 20 years old, probably, just somewhere in there. And what it was is the Battered Women's Shelter was doing some event, and they had these women that were coming in and speaking to these women, and then there were people sharing their stories, and they had hairstylists and makeup artists come in, and they were doing makeovers. And he asked me to help him, and I was like, absolutely, I'll help you. And I'm like, I'll clean your brushes, do whatever. And you know, I thought I was just going there for support, as it were. And what turned out, we walk up, and this lady was like, oh my gosh, so where's your team? And he's like, what team? He's like, it's just me. And she was like, well, you're supposed to bring like 3 other people. So there's all these hairstylists working, and then he was just like
The only makeup
artist. He's like, bitch, you're helping me. And I was like, I know Canvas. It's flat.
Yeah.
It doesn't talk back, and I can redo it if I needed.
Right.
I was so scared.
Doesn't
And
blink.
and it's not. There's no time limit.
No, I was just like, I don't know what to do. And so he was like, just put a chair next to mine. And so I did. And he's like, just do what I do, and I'll tell you how to work it. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm gonna die. Because I'm gonna make someone look crazy, and they're gonna hate it.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of
so
time.
I was so nervous. Yeah, and these people actually, it was really scary because there were people coming in with like black eyes and like busted lips. And it was like, I'm not only doing like makeup, I'm doing like a makeover.
Yeah.
And so I was trembling and like just freaking out, and I would grab a brush and it would be the wrong brush, and you'd be like, oh, no, that one, what is that one, a foundation brush? I didn't know. And this is how crazy it was because I was so young and I had no clue.
Yeah.
I knew paintbrushes. So that was the first time I actually got a gig like that. What was so cool about that is I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about what I wanted to do with makeup, because it was so interesting to see people change their view on what they look like after I was done with it, because I didn't suck. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. No
Which is
one,
impressive.
No battered woman
That's a
wanted
natural
to
ability.
was screaming at me or anything. They were like, oh my gosh, I look beautiful, I look great, and I love this look. And it
Self-confidence
was
improves.
so awesome to see people grow in that instance and be like, oh wow, I look different. You know what I mean? And are better.
I'm happy.
It was it was a very interesting situation. So
That's what I say every time you do my makeup, and I look in the mirror, I go, wow.
Same today. Everyone's like, you look so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, because he's into my makeup in 6 months. Or a couple months.
I'll
but-
come over every morning now.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think that was
back.
the day that kind of made my life change, because I thought, okay, I can do this. It's still art, but it's helping people. It's making people feel good about themselves, and that's what I really genuinely want to do, is make people feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what got me into makeup, and then it just kind of
wonderful.
just came into what it is, and I got lucky and
Yeah, now you're
started
like
working
super
with you
into
guys.
beauty
and
industry and all that.
When it's crazy because we last episode we talked about the Rocky Horror Picture Show that we did, and that was
Was that last year or the year
gosh,
before?
oh no, that was like
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago,
2015?
4 years ago.
2016.
I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
So it was 3
That was when I
years.
first met you, and
Yeah.
had no clue you were scared of makeup.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm fucking doing magenta on
I
you.
know, but
of
why
all
are you doing this
people.
bright red lip? She
Yeah.
loves.
Oh, the
Right?
bright red lip. She had
That should be an extra life goal
She had
next
double
year.
stack lash. Oh my
red
God!
lips.
Yes.
Make her do
Everybody,
it.
everybody,
Wow.
make this
Bright
happen.
red lips.
Magenta.
Yeah.
I have the outfit. I can make you magenta anytime, guys. It's up to you.
Come
Guys,
on, for the
you know
kids.
what?
You.
Just vote for it. Do it for the kids.
Yeah.
It's for the
Good
kids.
for the kids.
Yeah.
Don't let her do makeup to me again.
Excuse me.
That glue.
Hannah was
Tehana
beautiful.
she just
we haven't
finished.
had a chance to talk about
That-
it.
You know,
glue.
that glue.
Hannah was beautiful.
She was gorgeous, but
And now where is she? She's
I think she just
runways.
finished Victoria's Secret fashion
Yeah,
show.
we saw her there.
She was there. She
She's
was
going-
she
she's
was right behind
prepping-
Kylie. She was.
She's prepping for New York Fashion Week, whenever that is.
she's fabulous.
She's got like
Oh my
17
God.
men pining after
Dude,
her.
you look fucking jacked up.
Excuse me, I had 5
I
minutes.
looked horrible, right? This one little eye was like wah 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 wah.
I literally glued one of his eyes
No,
shut.
I go. I'm looking back, and I went, and it's like spread open, and I was, and I remember
Which we've all
who
done.
was back here? It was, I think, Alana.
Yes, Alana.
Alana was back in the back, and she was like, that glue.
The glue. You can still
And
see
she,
it.
she had her hand. She goes, that glue, and I was like, no, it was.
I
disgusting.
had 5 minutes to put in extensions,
Yep.
lashes,
It was
lips.
impressive.
She looked beautiful.
I know.
And now she's a runway model.
She is.
Yeah.
She got booked.
We haven't seen her.
People are recreating that look, I'm sure.
Yeah. So this next
Get the
question,
look.
this next question comes from king_retry_ on Twitter, and they ask, when did you discover you were gay, and was it hard letting your family know?
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever asked you that before.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have. I grew up in a very small town. Family's pretty religious, like as in they go to church every single day because they're Catholic.
Every
That's what
day.
they do. Like my mom works in the Catholic Church.
Wow.
So it's kind of
She
crazy.
does?
Yeah, she does. She runs the church. She is the church. Dad's military. I didn't really know what gay was actually until I actually moved to Austin. Really, to be completely honest, it sounds crazy because.
And how old were you when you moved to
I
Austin?
moved here when I was 19.
Okay.
So there's so many, or I think 20, maybe 20, 19 or 20. There's so many people now that are young and they know they can identify with being transgender or gay or lesbian or whatever it is that they want to associate their world with. And I think that's so awesome that they know that now at a young age. But when I was
I think a big
growing
part
up,
of that is the internet too.
yeah, I mean, we didn't have internet back then. It was, I know, I'm that like smoke signals and things, you know. It's, you know, being in the country, I just didn't know what gay really meant and what it was. And so I think I probably knew I was gay before actually coming to Austin. But when I got here and moved here to the city as it were, because again, my hometown was like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
And when I moved here, I think that's when it kind of really came to fruition, and it was like, oh wow, it's okay to like guys.
So did you feel like you knew before you came to Austin, but like you felt so like you wouldn't be accepted for it that you almost
not really
didn't believe it?
No, not really even. That's what's so weird is I just didn't know. I thought men were attractive. I thought women were attractive, but I just didn't. And I dated girls in high school, but like wasn't really a thing. I was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought everyone was pretty in their own sense, but I just didn't really know. I didn't know how to identify with myself.
Yeah.
So when I came to Austin and actually met, real gay friends and met people that wanted to go to gay bars and hang out, and it was very interesting because I actually saw something that was like, oh, okay, I identify with that person. I like what they're doing. And so it kind of gave me confidence to come out. And so really coming out to my family, honestly, wasn't that big of a deal. I thought it would have been, but it wasn't. It just kind of...
Which is surprising, especially like...
Yeah,
with
I mean,
religion
I think
involved.
most people don't have my family, but I mean, my family is such we're
I
so
know.
tight. Like
And you and I have talked about this, but like
Yeah.
for everyone else listening, like what age were you and what made you feel comfortable to share that?
I was in my early 20s, and
Wow.
I just kind of, I just said, hey, this is what's going on in my world. This is where I'm at.
How did you do it like over the phone or
No,
in
I did it in
person?
person. I think it was over Christmas holiday.
You're very much like that, though.
Yeah, but my family again, we're very tight. I mean,
You guys
my
are so
parents, we
close.
talk like every single day, and super. I mean, like I know some people are like, oh, my parents are coming home, and I'm like, oh my God, my parents are coming.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
super
it's
excited about it,
different for
and
everyone.
it is,
Everyone's
and it's different for so many people, and I'm saying my situation was easy, and there's a lot that aren't, but I think I just kind of came out and was like, hey, this is what I am, and this is what it is,
like,
and it doesn't change who I am. I still like football. I still like this. I'm
Was
still
there
like
any
this, and
backlash
none,
whatsoever?
none,
Wow.
not from anybody. And I know, and that's what's kind of crazy. I mean, obviously there were some people from my high school that kind of, reached out and or said some things. And there's some people that like Facebook, like one that really bothered me was a friend of mine that I'd had for a long time, and he unfriended me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks, because like I was friends with your wife and you, and we were all friends when we were in high school, and I know your kids, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, things happen, and and that was his world, and mine's different now, and I couldn't really, couldn't be bothered anymore, I guess. Kind of that's who I am. So it wasn't hard.
Is there anything that you would say, because obviously we have an awesome audience for
Yes,
the show, and
everybody.
we get a lot of questions about coming out and how to, talk to your parents or your friends about it. Is there any advice that you would give?
Absolutely.
For our wonderful audience.
I think that if you are going through any kind of situation in your world where you don't know how it's going to go, whether it's family, friends, whatever, don't do anything until you're ready. First and foremost, I think outing people is so rude and so uncool to your friends
Can I
or
add
whoever.
something quickly to that? What if you never feel like you're ready?
Okay. All right. All right. You know what? That could happen. That could. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But I think what we should do is focus on if you are having a problem with with knowing where you want to go with your world. Talk to your friends, talk to the people that are your family. Like I think a lot of people, especially in the gay industry, gay world, gay, lesbian, straight, transgender, everyone who's kind of young and coming out of that world, sometimes they have questions, but they have their unit, their friends that are, their allies that'll help them. And I think that talking to them first and seeing how things could go with them first and say, hey, get advice, especially if you're young, get advice. But I always say be truthful. I mean, sometimes this is a really hard thing sometimes to say, but being truthful is one of the most important things, and being truthful to yourself and to whom you're talking to. So talk to your friends, get the courage, talk to them. Don't do anything until you're ready. But when you're ready to do it, just do it. Because I did it and mine turned out great. Some people aren't going to.
Right.
Some people aren't going to turn out that way. Some people aren't going to turn out okay.
Or it turns out in that middle weird place where it's like this gray area for so long, which is like you almost wish it was black or white, and it's not.
And it's not. And and I think that what it does for who you are as a person is it makes you stronger. I think when you come out and you do say something and you do stand up for who you are and say this is who I am, take it or leave it.
My perspective of it, and again, like I don't have as much insight because I've never had to go through something like that. But in terms of believing that people should be who they are, and I feel like that is the most important thing you could do in life, because life is short, and making the most of it while you're here and being who you are and just like living fully to who you are, I think is so important. And like there are probably going to be people who don't accept you along the way.
Again, like my friend who unfriended me, and guess what? I had to.
And who
I
cares?
had to get past it.
And it is, but for us all, the four of us agreeing here, who all know each other so well and are like so supportive of each other and like best friends, it's easy for us to say who cares.
Yeah.
But when you're that young and that insecure, and we're all insecure right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've all admitted that.
Always will be.
We still are and still will be. But when you're that young and you don't have that support, it's like, it's hard to, I mean, if someone says who cares, it doesn't always apply.
It's not as
so it's like, it's finding someone of like-mindedness or open-mindedness and like latching onto them and like building that cause. And I'd like to believe that people are going to get better with time. I really,
It
in
does.
my heart, I hope that will happen.
I think it does with some people. I think some people, like for me, again, mine was really great. But some people's parents will go through that moment where they will be like, oh, I lost a son, I lost a daughter, whatever. And they give you this bullshit situation. And I think it is bullshit. I do. Because they didn't lose anything. Right. You're still the same person. And that's what I told my parents when I was like, hey, look, I'm still the same person. This is just not where I identify anymore.
Right.
And I think that, with some people, I think just find your allies, find your people, find your group, keep them close. You're never alone. You're never alone. There's always
Especially
someone
the
to talk
internet
to.
these days.
Right,
I know,
especially the
it's
Rooster
so
Teeth
easy.
community. So if you're watching this, like reach out on the subreddit or
Tweet me.
Twitter or something.
I will
like,
tweet you back. I
Tweet
promise
any
you.
of us. Like we're never going to make anyone feel like they're alone. So
if you
just
ever
like,
have questions, I think go to your family, go to your friends that are, and I say family like as in your friends sometimes, because sometimes your
family doesn't just mean your
like,
family.
Y'all are
It
family.
could be.
Right.
You guys are my family.
Yeah.
So,
I have a friend who recently
We're
just.
getting married.
Yes, we are.
Oh, really?
And,
Does that mean we gotta get
You already
divorced?
knew this.
Yeah.
You're in it too. You're in the
I
fourth.
forgot about this.
You're in
We have
the
to
fourth.
get divorced.
We're
before
gonna-
we
Want me
can
to
get married.
Four
do your
rings.
divorce?
Can you initialize
Oh my God, our rabbi's here.
Hey, it's married, divorce. Who could keep things straight?
I'm like the dad from Big Mouth.
So great.
What a mitzvah.
And you were our little ring bearer.
Oh my God.
Wow, the
That was
whole
like a billion years ago.
the whole group.
whole flashbacks. Yeah.
You were gonna say something though.
Oh, one of my really good friends just finally officially came out to her mom, and
Wow.
it did not go well for her. I mean, her parents are super religious, and they're Vietnamese, and so there's like cultural issues there. But like, it kind of goes back to you saying like, oh well, who cares? Like, when it's someone that you're, that's, I think if you're coming out to someone and you're, you're like, well, who cares if your mom doesn't care? Like, we love you. It's
What do you
like
mean?
that-
Me saying it shouldn't matter? Like
Right, yeah. Like going on off of your point, and just like, because she kind of got it, like she group texted us and she was like, hey, like this happened, like she's not okay with it. I really don't know what happens next. And literally it was like a group message to like 8 people, and most of us who identify somewhere on the queer spectrum were just like, hey, like, we love you, we support you, and whether or not she comes around, like, you will have us no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be fine. And she was like, yeah, I know. And she was like, I know that because of this. Because it really is like, you get to choose your family, you know? And you, especially when your own family is like,
Yeah. I think it's only natural to want you.
And I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
only
of
really
course,
feel that when you get to I'll just say our age, collectively. I just
Somewhere
mean that
average
you start to
within
feel
us.
more comfortable with the notion of you get to choose your family. It's harder to understand that concept when you're young.
Especially if you live
Oh, yeah.
at home.
Well, if you live at home or if you're like newly in college and you're relying on your parents for
Yeah.
anything, or even if you're not financially relying and you're just like wanting that sense of normalcy. But like when you get a little bit older, you will realize that like you can choose what is good for you. You can choose what will make you feel like a beautiful human.
Yeah.
And it's so important.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, we'll have one more question, but I'll save it for the post show.
Cool.
And then do one more ad read, and then we'll take a box of issues question, as well as some more stuff for the post show. So tune in if you're a first member. Perfect. So before we move on to our box of issues, I want to say thank you to Stamps. All of Stamps.
Everywhere.
Stamps.com. All
I
stamps
actually
all
do
over.
like stamps. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. I like stamps.
These days, you could practically get everything on demand, like our podcast, for example. Listen it to whenever you want, when it's convenient for you, etc. But did you know you could get postage on demand? All you need is Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can access all the services of the post office right from your desk. Buy and print real U.S. postage for any letter or any package, all available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just click, print, mail, and you're done. Stamps.com will even send you a digital scale. I've used Stamps.com plenty of times, and I've obviously a very busy schedule, so it doesn't always allow me to run errands when I need to. So with Stamps.com, sending my mail and packages is very easy, especially during the holidays. No planning trips to a post office. I could just do it whatever I need right at home. Stamps.com is great. Right now, use OPEN for the special offer. Get a 4-week trial, including postage and a digital scale. Do not wait. Do it now. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in OPEN. That's Stamps.com and enter the code OPEN. Thanks to Stamps.com for supporting this episode of Always Open.
That's actually a really cool sponsor.
Yeah.
Because I think about stamps all the time. I mean, that sounds stupid.
No.
I really
often do you think about stamps?
Yeah,
Well,
do
you
you have
know,
dreams
I'm
about them?
pretty old, and so I'm
Probably
just
collect stamps
I
from when
collect
you were, from when you were born in the
When you were-
1850s.
honestly, if I collected stamps from that long, I'd be fucking
You'd be
rich.
fucking rich.
Hell yeah, you would.
So fuck you.
I need a
Well, I would have
No, but I've
I would
always-
get half of it in the divorce, so fuck you right
that's
back.
And then what would
And
you
your
get?
lawyer
New
would get-
marriage.
I know. Well, we're
would get
all
nothing.
just going to get married together. I mean, I think
mean,
that we
yeah.
Rabbi?
You need a rabbi. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Well, we are gathered here
I've
today.
always loved stamps. I like the feeling of buying them, and actually, I've always loved the feeling because I'm still like an old school girl when it comes to like stationery. I like to handwrite notes. I like to mail them. I like to stamp them, write everything down. I think it's just a really nice tradition. I think it's a
Absolutely.
really nice, like thoughtful
shows you
thing
care.
that people don't do
handwritten-
anymore. And I've
handwritten notes are
always
so lovely.
Written me a note.
that's fucking lie. I might have put a stamp on it because you work so close to me.
I could have mailed it. I got a mailbox right there.
I have handwritten many shit to you.
Many shit.
Many shit.
Many shit.
Many shots. All right, my beauties, it's time for
Yes.
our box of issues.
Oh, boy.
And then we'll continue this with the post shows.
Yes.
Make sure you sign up if you want more Texas and Bethany and Mariel.
And Barbara.
And me.
Everyone wants more of you, though. That's a given.
That's why they tune in.
Oh,
right
and your
there.
dinosaur sweater. I hate you.
I love it so much.
But that just means I love you.
Dinosaur.
I was like, why don't you like
I
it?
want
It's
it.
cute.
No, I love it.
All right, this question comes from Brendan G. And Brendan asks, Hey everyone, I love the show and need some advice. I've been happily married to my husband for over a year. We're currently both 20 years old and we're high school sweethearts since freshman year. In the past couple of months, I've noticed that my husband has been wanting to have sex more often, and I've been wanting to have sex less often. I still love him and enjoy having sex with him, but lately I've been tired from having to juggle school and work and family. I've tried to explain that my low libido has nothing to do with him, but I'm still concerned that he thinks that I don't find him attractive anymore. What should I do? Thank you for your time. P.S. I don't know if this is relevant, but he is a transgender male and has been taking testosterone for about half a year now. This just might explain his increased libido if it matters. It's very. I mean,
Gosh, that's such a like.
It's interesting. We always get this question from the other side.
yeah.
mean?
It's like we always get people writing in who are like, I'm with a partner who has a low sex drive.
and they want.
What do I do about
Okay.
it? This is I think one of the first times that we've ever gotten this question.
The
from
opposite of just
reverse.
like I have
Okay.
a low one,
Yeah.
and my partner has a high one.
So my thing about this is, again, I only speak for myself. I have a very high sex drive.
No.
Put her there, Bush.
You know, I do.
What's happening?
No, I don't know. We just got excited. Anyway.
They get
Bros,
riled
two
up.
bros hanging out.
I know.
No,
I love you
bros.
guys.
I have a very high sex drive, so I would kind of probably be like, well, shit, is it me? I think if I were the other person that, you know, not Brendan, but the other guy, I would be like, was it me? What am I doing wrong? Because we all have those moments in our lives where we start questioning, what is it? Is he not attracted, or is it me? I think that the most important thing in a relationship is communication.
Right.
Like absolutely just communicate and say, hey, look, you know what? This is how I feel. This is what makes me feel this way.
Yeah.
Whereas sleeping with my beverage.
An angel.
Hair.
Angel has arrived.
Yes.
Back with yours doing the same thing.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Perfection.
Oh my God.
But I think communication is one of the most important things. I think that if you,
Yeah.
especially if you're married, you obviously love each other enough to
And
be
have
in
known
that
each other for a long
relationship.
time.
You've been together for a while. I think just communicating and being honest. I think if you're in that relationship, you should be able to say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
And say, hey, you know what? This makes me worry about this kind of situation because maybe you're not. Are you not attracted to me? Is it this or that? Whatever. I think that it could be something so simple as in like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was happening.
Yeah. And I think being aware of it is step one. And he seems very aware, like, he doesn't want to make him concerned about his attraction towards
Yeah.
him or how much he loves him or anything like that. And just being open about, like, hey, like, I've noticed that you've been wanting to do this more, and, like, I'm sorry that I haven't been reciprocating. Like, I love you, I'm attracted to you, but
Yeah.
I'm, like, bogged down by all these responsibilities. And maybe there's, like, something we could just talk about to make this work in terms of just finding a balance between, like,
And
Do
that
we
happens.
know?
Yeah, that
like,
happens.
if it's. Do we know that in the reading?
if
He does say that he's been just like busy with work.
yeah, he
Work
said,
and-
But he's a
yeah, but lately
transgender
I've
now.
been tired from having to juggle schoolwork and family.
Sure.
And
sure.
also because he's transgender and he's taking testosterone.
The husband
Yeah,
is
his husband.
transgender.
Yes.
His husband's transgender and has
Do
been
we
taking
know that?
testosterone.
Do we know the sex of him?
It says Brendan, so I.
So, yeah.
Brendan. Okay.
So, I mean, the testosterone could be a thing. I mean, it really actually could be that his sex drive is now getting amped up because of the testosterone. And so that could be what, maybe that could be shifting. I don't know. I mean, we
I
don't
just think a
know.
lot of, like we talked earlier about how like in relationships, things go up and down and things just change.
But they're both very young, too. I mean,
young, yeah.
I mean, I'm.
It's still, I mean, I think regardless of age, your sex drive when you're first in a relationship, when it's new, it's always going to be, I think, a little more like your relationship is kind of
It's new. And
revolves
it's
around
exciting
sex.
and-
But I do think there's kind of an unrealistic notion or approach or thinking with a new relationship.
expectations.
Expectation is a good word. Like when you're in a new relationship, no matter what your age, you think it's supposed to be hot and heavy every day, 10 times a day, blah, blah, blah. And you hear what your friends say and you watch TV and you watch and you listen to the media and it's just, that's not always the case.
Yeah,
You know? And there are so many outside external factors that
Thank you, my dear.
Thank
you, babe.
Absolutely.
That play into everything of your mood, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't think I would be comfortable sharing this, but you three are three of my best friends. But for me personally, like, my mom died unexpectedly a couple of months ago, and I haven't put that out, like, to the Rooster Teeth community, but it made my sex drive go way down.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm someone like you, very sexually active or sexually, like the high sex drive.
Yeah.
And dealing with everything I was already dealing with, to have to think about that too was just like, you're already doubting yourself, you're doubting your life, you're doubting not being with the person that you love, which for me was my mother.
Yeah.
And to me, I questioned a lot about myself and like, am I still attractive? Am I ever going to want to have sex again?
Absolutely, yeah.
And this is a hard thing to talk about, but I think it's important. And it's like going through something that tragic is like, I honestly thought I'd never have sex again. I really was like, the thought of having sex would never appeal to me ever, ever, ever again. But then like things change, and when you're I fortunately am with a very supportive partner who never made me feel bad about how long it had been or the length, and like I just think that it's okay to be okay sexually if it's happening or if it's not happening. And for me personally, going through like the loss that I've been experiencing, like there are just moments when I don't feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
And it's not comfortable because of anything other than just I'm in a dark, deep place of emotion that I just can't even think about that. And it doesn't just last an hour or a day, it lasts weeks. And I think just, especially for this person, it sounds like they're in such a loving relationship that just being open and honest about it is like helpful.
Yeah.
Because things are going to change in your life. And if you guys are destined for the long haul, there's going to be a ton of other things you guys are going to experience together.
Ups and downs
that
and everything.
If you just need to find someone of like solid ground and someone that is trustworthy and loyal and is going to let you be you, because that ultimately is all that matters at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Because I would give anything to have my mom back, and I don't care about anything else that happens. That's why I like the question earlier of like, would you like find true love and be okay not having sex? It's like, absolutely, because like the relationships and the connections and everything are way more important to me than anything physical
100%.
could ever be.
Absolutely.
You know?
And we love you.
I love
I
you.
love you.
Just hold you.
I know, little group.
I'm sorry.
Little groupies. No,
Sorry.
I love you.
It's just
No,
like
don't
these
apologize.
three people here know everything I've been going through the last 3 months, and it's why I've been silent and why I've been like not on social and why I've been like,
You've got a lot going on, babe.
it's
You
just,
do.
it's been hard, you know? It's like every occasion, and this is the Christmas episode, and I'm sad. I mean, I want to be realistic with my emotions, and I'll be like, I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm sad. I'm really sad to not have my mom. I'm really sad to not have her in these moments. I'm sad to have my dad alone. I'm sad to not have, you know, my twin with her children, my niece and nephew who don't have her. But I want to be open about how I'm sad. I don't want to sugarcoat things. Like, it is sad and it should be sad, but I'm still grateful for the things that I have, and 3 of those things are you guys.
Well,
And
we love you.
friends, and this is what we talked about, like family and friends. Like, it's not just my dad and my sister and my niece and nephew, it's you guys. Like, I have support. Like, things move
course you
on.
do.
You know, you have to move forward to a new normal.
Absolutely.
But
And being with someone who will be by your side.
Yeah.
be by your side, and that's so important. Is just finding a partner. And even if you're single, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but finding a friendship, someone that's going to just be there for you through the ups and downs, the way you guys have been there for me.
Of course.
And she knows my family well.
Yeah.
Well, we
Don't
love
cry.
you.
I don't want you to cry too.
No.
But like,
Well,
it's been hard. It's been a
very
hard
grateful.
couple of months.
Grateful
We're
for all of you.
never going to not be here.
Of course. And I love
So.
you. I love all 3 of you. That's why I agreed to do this. Because I was like, I know I'm going to cry, and I need
Well,
people that I love.
The thing is, life throws a lot of curveballs, and
That's true.
And it does.
Yeah.
And no matter what age you're at, it throws curveballs at you. And you know, whether it's, you know, loss, love, everything. I think what you can really gather from that, and this kind of goes back to our last one too as well, is like having, so Brendan, back to him real fast. I think one, therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Finding a
we can agree on that.
Yes, we can all agree.
3, therapy.
that-
I've never taken it, but I'll
But
take it
you
soon.
should.
Even though you're happy,
I
you
think
should.
everyone needs to
should.
have
Should be
someone that they can
required
talk to that's
by
not
law.
in the circle. I think that therapy is a good
Get
thing.
arrested if you don't go.
Decide you want to do that, I think therapy is a good thing to do. To kind of find out, because sometimes you need someone to kind of nitpick and pull those little things out that maybe you're not wanting to talk to with your other partner, because you're either embarrassed or or scared to say or whatever.
Or just with your friends that you just don't
Sometimes
want to put that on them
Yeah, you
for
just don't
whatever
want to. Yeah, you just don't want to have all that. It's a little bit much. So I think therapy would be a good way to go.
Well, it's also interesting with, like, I mean, especially going to therapy. That's something that I've been going for a few months now, and it's like, you say certain things, and of course your therapist, even though you don't see it, they're like taking notes of things you're saying, right? And they'll bring it up. And there was something I like was talking about the other day, and my therapist was like, "Well, you said this thing a few months ago, and it kind of brings me to that." And I was like, "Holy shit, you remember that?" She was like, "Well, it's kind of my job." But she was like, "You know, this you saying that is kind of brings me to this other point, and like those two things might be connected, and you didn't know that. And I was like, oh shit, you're right.
But that's
like,
the thing. I think it's because people that are therapists, obviously, that's their job. It's their job to kind of dissect what we say and then put it back in a situation where we may not even go like, wow, okay, that is why I'm doing this, because I'm doing this or I feel this way. And it's okay. It's okay to have your feelings and feel the way you want to feel. But again, it goes back to family and friends. And again, your family could be anybody. It doesn't mean it's your actual family. I feel like talking about everything is so important, and having that kind of network where you can feel comfortable talking to whomever.
Vulnerable.
And we all are. I mean, we all have, everyone is static. Yep. Everybody has static. Everyone has some shitty little situation in their life, or some horrible thing that's happened, or something that's just kind of that thing that's bearing down on them. It makes them feel like, oh, and especially around the holidays, because it's hard, because then that brings up so many things and emotions.
Bad and good.
Bad and good things, and it's difficult. But I think that one thing I'd love to say about all of this, I think it comes back down to, is just finding that group of people, or the people that you love, and people that make you feel good. If people make you feel good, and if you feel comfortable around them, that's important. I think it's so important to surround yourself with those people, and people that maybe aren't doing that to you, maybe that aren't making you feel good about yourself, get rid of them. Because it's not, I mean, no matter how old you are, it's never too late to get rid of garbage.
Yeah, I think that is good
I'll
advice.
take off.
Oh my God, you're not that person.
No, I think
it is good to get that advice early on, and I think we all wish we had that earlier on, but you just don't know.
Yeah, well, I think if older Texas, now I was going to say younger Texas, I would say
older
Texas. Right, older.
Old ass Texas.
Older Texas.
I would say don't give a shit what these people think. Don't care. It doesn't matter. The people that are really in your world for the long haul will love you no matter what. They'll be there with you for
those who
for
mind
all
don't matter,
those.
and those who matter don't mind.
And I think that you worry about all these other little weird things. They will all work out eventually, I promise you. But I think that just finding your people is what's so important. And I've found some good people with you guys.
We have found good people.
I can't think of a better way to wrap things up, guys.
I know.
Thank you so much. This has been a beautiful episode.
I love you. I know.
And to everyone watching,
happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We love you.
Cheers to Lupe.
And cherish people.
I know.
Cheers
Lupe. Cheers to that hair. That hair.
Cheers. Texas, so happy to finally have you on.
Thank
Bethany,
you.
so
Thank you guys for having me.
Blessed
Thank you for
you're
making
back
your
with
return.
us.
I know.
We love you.
The return of glitter.
And everyone enjoy your Christmases and your holidays, and
Happy Christmas.
just love one another.
Yes, and be safe.
Love
for
each
traveling.
Holidays.
Yes.
Whatever you celebrate.
Au revoir.
You're getting too PC for me right now.
I didn't even know what to say. Au revoir. I'm like, I'm all.